Start in Bloemfontein, where 12 accused in the Thabo Bester prison escape were due to appear. A number of developments today. Dr. Nanda Magudumana, Bester's girlfriend, who stands accused of helping him fake his own death in a prison fire in May last year, collapsed in the holding cells and was not able to appear in court. Then the state announced it was withdrawing charges against 3 of the accused, all former G4S employees. And then Thabo Bester announced new legal representation. Let's get all the details now with our senior reporter Slindelo Masikane. Sli, quite a lot happening this morning in this particular case. Let's start with Dr. Nanda Magudumana. Did she collapse in those holding cells? What happened?
Well, according to her legal team, Nanda Magudumana has not been feeling well. And when her legal representative went to the Kroonstad prison yesterday, he told us that he could see for himself that she wasn't feeling well, that he was told by some officials from the prison that there was a possibility that there was a food poisoning outbreak in the particular section in which Magudumana is being held at that Kroonstad prison. From what we understand, there were going to be arrangements for her to be appearing virtually, but according to her lawyers, she was then dragged out of bed this morning. Despite saying that she's not feeling well, she was then transported to the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court, where then she subsequently collapsed or fainted rather at the Park Road police station. We understand that paramedics attended to her, but her legal representative saying that they believe that she's being humiliated, that, the treatment that she's been receiving, is quite discriminatory. And they're saying that at this point they believe her human rights are being infringed upon. They do plan on taking this up with high-ranking officials within DCS, within the police services. And we did not see Magudumana appearing with 11 others, of course, during the court proceedings. But let's just take a listen then to what her legal representative had to say.
She did faint. I got information actually that I should rush to Park Road police station. I went there, and upon my arrival, I was told to see her through some classes, which obviously I found to be really unacceptable. You are told your client has fainted, and you then refuse direct access to see her. For what? I don't know. I then left, only for her to be brought in the police cells. She is down in the police cells in the basement. She's on the floor, as I say. The situation, the conditions are appalling. This is really a worst form of inhumane condition that you can subject even an accused person. They also have rights. By the way, she didn't invite illness. She is unwell. She is unfit to be here. And yet, she had to be dragged all the way here. Is it because she has to be subjected to some form of humiliation? For what reason?
And then in court today, the state withdrew charges against 3 former G4S employees. What were they believed to have been involved in relation to this case, and why did the state drop charges?
Well, it seems as though on the surface, Sally, with the state dropping the charges against the 3, namely Anastasia Janssen, Thabang Meer, as well as Moeketsi Ramudula, there simply isn't enough evidence to prosecute, or perhaps that they really didn't have any involvement with Bester's escape. We know that the 3 in particular have been maintaining their innocence. We had spoken to relatives ahead of this trial where they were consistent in saying that the former G4S employees are really just victims of circumstance. They were at the wrong place at the wrong time. What we do know is that they were on duty on the night Bester escaped from the Mangaung prison, and we know that they are former security guards as well as control room operators. And so at the time, we understood that they were alleged, of course, to have played a role in some way in terms of Bester being released from that prison by the employees from G4S, but the state simply just saying that they were going to withdraw the charges and that Mir, Jansen, as well as Ramudula were free to go. We had an opportunity to try and speak to them after court proceedings. Of course, they were quite relieved. One of them actually saying that they can actually now sleep at night. Let's take a listen.
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you happy? Are you relieved?
I'm relieved.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can sleep at night now.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah?
I can't explain how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it been quite difficult for you?
Too much. Too much.
Yeah. You must be quite excited to know that your daughter has been released and the charges have been withdrawn, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm so happy. I don't know what to say, but I'm happy.
I understand this may have been very difficult for you and your family.
It was very difficult, but today I'm excited.
You're excited. Nastasia, you're looking away, but how are you feeling?
Moment for now. I'm feeling great, thank you.
Are you happy?
I'm happy.
You relieved?
Yes.
Yes. You can finally move on?
Yes.
Yes.
Continue with life.
And then, of course, the man at the centre of it all, Thabo Bester, announcing today that he's got some new legal representation. And we're seeing a bit of cross-pollination with perhaps the only other really high-profile case on the go at the moment in the Senzo Meyiwe trial, which, of course, you're covering as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, quite an interesting development where you're seeing Thabo Bester seemingly beefing up his legal representation. He brought to court today Jan Lobser, who then told the court that moving forward he would be flanked by Advocate Slindelo Masikane. Then there was a moment where the magistrate asked Bester to clarify his legal representation because he had not actually given instructions to Kabelo Mati, who was his representative in the previous occasion. And according to Bester, when he addressed the magistrate, he says, I'm not firing my old legal representative or my current legal representative. I simply want him to collaborate with the lawyers that I'm bringing on board. He also mentioned Advocate Dalimpofu, who he says he wants to enlist the services of. So we understand that moving forward, Bester is going to be represented by Advocate Slindelo Masikane, as well as Jan Lobser, as well as Advocate Dalimpofu, and Kabelo Mati.
Very interesting indeed. So, of course, this matter now moves to the High Court in Bloemfontein and to February next year, where 9 people are now standing trial. What are we expecting in the interim, particularly around the fact that Dr. Magudumane was ill today and couldn't appear, but also in February, what can we expect?
So in February, 4 months from now, Sally, what we are expecting is a pre-trial conference that's going to take place on the 21st of February. This matter has officially been moved to the Free State High Court, and that is where the next appearance is going to be for the 9 accused now. And, of course, in that pre-trial conference, we are expecting just details around when the trial will take place, issues around disputes that will be ironed out, as well as, of course, setting out a period for the trial to run. We've got multiple legal representatives, so you can imagine that everyone is going to have to try and coordinate their diaries accordingly. Now, with regards to Magudumane, from what we heard from her legal representative today, is that despite trying to get answers with regards to what happened today, with her being transported to Bloemfontein despite her being ill, we know that, of course, she's launched a petition at the SCA where she wants to have her arrest as well as her deportation set aside and declared unlawful. But in the meantime, she has instructed her legal representatives as well to appeal the bail decision that denied her to be released on bail.
All right, thank you so much for that update. Quite a lot of significant developments today in Bloemfontein. That, of course, is our senior reporter, Slindelo Masikane there.